Okay, everyone, welcome back to the channel. And for this video, ang kasama natin ay isa sa mga comics creator na nung nag-start kami ni Sherry, na-meet na namin siya. So, one of the longest running, pinakamatagal kong kakilalang creator na nakasabayan namin during nung early 2000s. Though hindi kami magkasing edad, caveat na hindi kami magkasing edad. Kasi when he started, high school pa lang siya nun. High school pa lang sila, tapos nagko-convention na sila. So, si Sir Ray Magbanua, also more commonly known dati as Ray Kosen.
Hello po. Hello everyone. Hello Kuya John. Yan. Kilala ako ni Kuya John. Comic-Con baby to eh. Comic-Con baby.
Sir, introduce mo muna yung works, what are you doing right now, ano yung pinagkakaabalahan mo?
Okay, ako si Ray Kosen or ako si Ray Magbanua. Ray Kosen, I started doing my indies when I was in high school, 15 years old.
15 years old.
Yes. And then my first indie was Kosen Saga, but right now it's rebooted as Hybrid.
Okay, so rebooted pala yan ng
yes,
original mong work.
Yes. Kasi medyo intense yung kapangitan ng unang labas ng work ko.
Pero, well, hindi naman kasi parang it's part of your journey eh. So especially pag 'di ba pag nagsisimula ka naman, wala nga namang 'di ba, sobrang perfect na kaagad nung iluluwal mong creation kaagad. Siyempre meron tayong growing pains kumbaga.
Yes. And I enjoyed that. Like sobrang nakita ko naman din yung growth ng kumbaga, although slow ang aking growth, pero it was for me I think I really enjoyed each growth or the process that I did. Pero ayun, natuwa lang ako kasi nga I started with C3Con. Yun. First one.
Lang muna, preamble at trivia na lang kasi malamang may mga batang nanonood nito, hindi nila alam kung ano yung C3Con. Okay, yung C3Con ay Culture Crash Comics Convention. So, 3 C, tapos 3. So, C3 Convention. Tapos, isa siya sa mga naunang pop culture events during the early 2000s. Hindi lang siya comics convention, may halo siya na anime at gaming din at cosplay. Pero sa pagkakatanda ko, yung C3Con ay isa sa mga pinakauna na malaki yung percentage ng comics, ng local comics na kasali. Kasi usually ang mga pop culture conventions namin noon ay yung mga sa Animax, sa Anime Explosion, yung Anime Quest. So, mostly focusing sa yung booming na anime community during that time. Tapos si Sir James Palabay, which was the publisher namin sa Culture Crash, gusto niyang i-invite yung then na indie comics community nung panahon na yon, which is konti pa lang nung time na yon. At isa nun si Sir Ray.
Yes.
High school pa lang siya nun, so kasali na siya.
Yes. Pero during that time, nung I first saw that article by Sir Melvin, Kuya Melvin Kalingo, asawa ni Ate Jo. Grabe yun. Parang pagkakita ko pa lang ng article, sabi ko, pwede pala na mag-ibenta mo yung gawa mo na sarili mong staple. Pwede pala yun. Like,
so you are referring to yung how we draw article ni Sir Melvin Kalingo aka taga Ilog sa Culture Crash, wherein he took yung step-by-step process of how to produce your own independent comics creation.
I think issue 11 ba yun? Or I'm not sure.
Hindi, wala pa ako nun. Around issue 8 or 9 yun.
8 or 9, yeah. That was intense. Like, sabi ko, wow, ganun agad sabi ko. Gusto ko rin. Like, sabi ko, gusto ko din. Kasi during that time, the celebrities were yung apat, si Ilog, IQ40,
si Gio. Si
Gio,
Gio.
and
si Sir James. Si James Palabay, the boss.
Si boss, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Those are the four guys that parang, even my peers before when I was in high school, we refer them as like the male clamp.
Male clamp.
They were like, kapag naglalabas, papalitan kami or papahiram ko yung Culture Crash sa kanila. And then tatanungin nila ako saan nabibili. Then bibili din sa copy nila because that was the moment na parang, yun yung moment na, alam mo yung pag kunwari galing, nanonood ka ng Ghost Fighter, so the next day kailangan pag-usapan nyo yung nangyari ng episode. It happened during my time na parang, may God, sa issue na to, naglalaban na si ganito, ganyan. Parang, yun yung Ghost Fighter namin during that time. It was really a magical moment for me and for our team, for my team before, or for my classmates before, na parang, okay, it was intense. I really hope na I could see the end of this. Ganon. Yun yung, kasi we really seriously think that they are like the male clamp. Yun yung perspective namin sa kanila during that time. Yun. Tapos ayun pa, nainggit pa nga ako sa'yo noon, Kuya John, sabi ko, oh my God, merong isang dumagdag. Sabi ko, Sabi ko, ibig sabihin, there's an opportunity for them to grow. Sabi ko pa nga, naging goal ko pa nga sa life ko na parang, one day, I will enter Culture Crash. Sabi ko. Kasi yun talaga yung parang moment na parang, I was so inspired. Na parang gusto ko talaga mag-comics. Gusto ko gumawa ng comics. Gusto ko maglabas. And, yeah. Yun, Culture Crash was a start. Pero nagbabasa na ako ng Bata Batuta before and comics. It was funny and all. It was interesting and all. But yung talagang grabe yung parang feeling ko, dinibdib ko siya na ilang araw na parang, oh my God, binabasa ko yung article na to for like how many days. And
so, masasabi natin na, yun nga, kasi yun yung actually itatanong ko kung ano yung nag-push sa'yo na gumawa ng sarili mong comics. So, Culture Crash was yung impetus talaga ng iyong comics career. Which happened din naman sa akin. Though, I grew up na ang first na na-introduce ako na local work na naisip ko na pwede mong gawin nga yung sarili mong comics was with Sir Jerry. Kasi na, for some reason, I came across yung Wasted niya. Yung Wasted na floppies pa, which is yung photocopied versions. So alam mo na parang yun yung moment of realization ko na, photocopy lang to. Tapos pwede ko siyang gawin. Though of course, yung process of how to translate it properly to yung photocopy, di mo rin alam. Siyempre, kasi bata ako noon eh. As in, well, ilan ba yung edad ko? Siguro I'm older than yung mga 5 or more years. So, nung high school ako, yun yung Culture Crash ko.
Wasted by Sir Jerry.
Most of yung alamat stuff na lumabas.
Okay.
So, alamat was yung Culture Crash ko. Pero when Culture Crash came out, tapos they were looking for staffers. Doon lang nag-click sa akin na, while I gusto ko mag-comics nung bata ako, wala akong idea how I would enter into the comics world. Tapos, ang idea mo lang is either, Marvel or DC.
Yes.
Or yun at the back of your mind, si Alamat, gumagawa sila ng sarili mong comics. Pero si Culture Crash was actively looking for staffers. Tapos, during that time na they were looking for staffers, nasa tail end na ako ng college education ko. And while I was working then, nung time na yon, kasi I was working while I was studying, parang nababurn out na ako dun sa pinagtatrabahuan ko, which was also creative din. Pero what I wanted to do talaga was comics. And yung C3Con, like you, na nagpunta ako ng C3Con, yun yung nagbukas nung napakaraming bagay para sa akin.
I remember you were like, you release ata minsan.
Minsan. Minsan is yung prototype nung, like yung kung ang comics mo is yung naging hybrid today.
Yeah.
Minsan was what would be Digmaang Salinlahi.
Yung Salinlahi, yeah. I remember you were one, di ba meron tayong mga sari-sariling website noon? Like, minsan by .cjb.net.
Meron tayo.
Alright. I have like Kosen Saga, and then I have this Prismatic Orb. Oh my God.
Hindi sa akin yun. Hindi sa akin yung Prismatic. Kay Ringo yun. Kay Ringo,
yeah. I really adore that one. I was hoping to buy that book nga kaso wala na siya eh. Pero I really miss, isa rin yung sa nagpa-trigger sa akin na parang, ang ganda naman ng colors nito, hayop to. Ganun yung pakiramdam ko na parang, I want to meet the creator, pero I never had a chance to meet the creator. But yeah, that one. And then there has, oh my God, sabi ko na yung mga kasingidara ko, no? Yung MacRider Ura, and then sila Synoid, sila Brute, yung mga yung mga circle.
Abono, that was Abono.
Yeah, diba? So talagang meron sa sarili tayong website doon. Tapos minsan nakikipag-art trade ako, gagawa ko siya ng fan art ng title niya, gagawa niya ako ng fan art ng title ko, ilalagay namin sa mga websites namin, ganyan.
Yeah.
So
yan, ang favorite pa na shortened URL nun is yung .tk.
.tk. .tk na sa akin naman, .cjb.net. Pero yung .tk, yeah, naging
.tk. So ayun nga, so naano niya na siguro yung edad.
Oh my God.
Okay lang yan kasi yan part ng comics history na magandang mapag-usapan din kasi before Facebook, before the social media platforms arrived, ganun yung gawain namin. We used to have our own websites na either hosted sa Tripod, sa GeoCities.
Ang hirap mag-upload sa GeoCities, ha?
Yeah. Hindi kasi pero if you know how to use yung Dreamweaver.
Yeah, I use Dreamweaver.
As in, i-upload mo lang yung files natin. So these are old defunct sites. Wala na ang GeoCities at old defunct software na wala na rin.
Wala na rin. There are providers now, like you can upload your portfolio sa Behance or sa DeviantArt.
Sa Behance, or if you're going to make your own website, you could easily do it sa WordPress or something.
Yeah, or you can actually just go to Instagram and
ayun nga, before the advent of social media, yun yung gawain namin. We used to hang out in mailing lists.
Yeah.
Mailing list. Or talk to each other through MIRC, which is yung chat channels.
Yeah.
Or Yahoo Messenger.
Yahoo Messenger, yeah. Totoo yung Yahoo Messenger.
Yahoo Messenger. So, yun yung way namin makapag-communicate with each other. So, si Ray, like I said, started very early, as in high school. Kumbaga sa NBA, siya, straight from high school, direct to pro.
Yeah. Pero matagal din ako nag-debut after. Kumbaga, hindi rin ako for like 5 to 10 years. Ganun.
Pero yun nga. Pero you've always been active sa community in one way or another. I remember, parang ikaw yung head nung isang indie group. During nung, after C3Con, there was a lull. C3Con ended 2003. 2003 yung C3Con. Tapos 2004, Culture Crash closed na yung doors niya.
Yes.
Tapos we did not have a third C3Con, which was sad.
Yeah, which is sad. I was there.
So that was 2004, which eventually, dahil nga what I learned from Culture Crash and C3Con is what I used when I co-organized Comic-Con na noong 2005.
Yes.
So noong 2005, you were still part of Comic-Con. You were one of yung mga initial na exhibitors noon, and you were head of a group noon.
Yes.
If I remember correctly, Rebel?
Yeah, before Seraphic Assassins.
Seraphic Assassins, which would become Rebel.
Nagpa-transition na kami sa Rebel. And then eventually we had to like overhaul namin Rebel. So there were kuya, alam mo naman siguro no, parang we were releasing like 20 titles per year.
Oo nga eh. Ayun din. I would like to add na yung group ni Ray, aside from him, na sobrang prolific din, yung group niya is nagre-release din ng sobrang daming titles.
Kasi sobrang inspiring talaga. Sobrang inspiring talaga yung crowd. Like, bahay ng alumni, ano talaga, it was, doon nagbo-boom, doon talaga nag-start yung dreams ng bawat isa amin. Like, yung mga kasama ko ng Seraphic Assassins, iba artist na. Yung iba, syempre, they have their own lives. Sa Rebel din, right now, nasa Canada na yung isa nasa working na rin sa Singapore, ganyan. Pero yung siguro, yung after namin mag-Revel, yun na, naglipat na ako to Pinoy Jokes and Manga Art. Kasama ko naman doon sila Angelia, sila Jeff, sila Columbia, tsaka si J-Ron. 5 kami nun. And we debuted naman din our own anthology sa Psycom. And then eventually, hindi rin natuloy. Then I had to regroup now. I have a group now, pero in peak-off naman. These are wonderful people na I had kasama ko sa workshop, and they are 11 or 12. And these are like wonderful people. Yeah.
So let's talk about yung comics journey mo. Kasi like I said, ang dami natin yung hihimayin dun sa career mo as a comic book creator. Nasa indies pa lang tayo.
Yes.
Yun nga, like I said, you formed a group of comics creators. Seraphic Assassins. So ano yung rationale nyo about forming that group, and what were your goals when you were doing yung group na yun?
Oh my God. Kasi during that time, uso, my God, no, nakakaya yung mga high school days. Pero nung high school kasi ako, uso yung parang kailangan cool ka and black, dark, horror.
So yun yung parang yung trademark mo before. Yeah. Yung parang goth kayo.
Goth kami, yes. And we were like the brand of, actually, I don't know the branding then before, but I think I formulated that brand na we only create dark stories or horror stories na talagang influence ng anime and manga.
I remember one of your titles nung time na yun would be Ram, Read After Midnight.
Yes, Read After Midnight. So parang yun, sobrang dark nung, pero ano siya, more on goth siya eh. More on like, there's a fashion, there's a dark story, pero hindi siya talaga yung parang, for me, I'm guilty of this, that I'm not really like, dikit pa dun sa culture ng Filipino. Malakas yung influence sa akin ng Japanese anime manga during that time. So,
well, yun din. Madalas na pinag-uusapan dito is yung influences.
Mm-hmm.
So during that time, it's good na yung nag-push kayo towards making comics was Culture Crash. Pero yung main influence mo ba si Culture Crash? Or did you have a different set of influences? As in, si Culture Crash would just push you to make comics, pero you were drawing from other sources of influence talaga to do your book.
Because during that time, I was like high school, diba? So I was like a sponge. So everything that I consume, I really absorb it but to heart talaga. Like, for example, I saw Clampworks or I saw horror manga. During that time, yun yung madali kong ma-absorb. Tapos, nakita ko na there are Filipinos who are doing this. And I think they are actually creating the road eh. And I want to follow that. Parang yung ba sabi ko, I've said before, parang I want to be part of Culture Crash. That was the ultimate dream for me then. Parang yun yung American dream, kumbaga. Parang
actually totoo yan. Nung time na yun, even before ako makapasok sa Culture Crash, as a member of different messenger groups and mailing lists, parang yun yung parang masasabi nating goal ng lahat ng mga would-be creators noon.
Right.
Na maging part ng Culture Crash.
Talaga, like, it's a big deal na parang, whoa. Kasi, imagine your work, your IP is released as a full-colored work. Tapos,
Semi-regularly. Semi kasi hindi mo alam kung kailan.
diba? Tapos, it's, for me, during my time, nung mga high school classmates ko, parang they admire those kinds of work eh. Kasi hindi ko alam kung hindi na rin active yung funny nun kasi I stopped after third year high school eh.
Yeah.
So
parang
ayun,
yung time ata na yun would be the tail end of the comic book industry. As it was during nung heydays niya. So, while nung early 2000s, we still would have a couple of books pa na lumalabas, pero not as many as before.
Yes.
Tapos, it was dwindling hanggang mawala. Totally.
I remember, hindi pa ako sumasakay ng service ko noon para lang makabili ako ng funny comics before. Pero, when I went to like National Bookstore and then, oh my God, this is different. This is not, I mean, I'm not going to compare, like, I'm not derogating naman din kasi malaki din na influence sa akin ng funny and Bata Batuta. But during that time, the colors were bright. The colors, they had shadows. Hindi siya lampas.
Well, yeah. Kasi hindi siya stripping. I mean, the production quality was at par with yung foreign imports.
And the texture, I can still remember that I fell in love with the texture of although pa iba-iba kasi the first yung ata parang glossy tapos nag-matte tapos iba. Pero I remember issue 15 was really my favorite.
Matte na yun.
Sobrang yung last that was grabe yun yung gumagamit na ng yung line art, hindi na siya line art, meron na siyang color overlays.
Yeah.
Ang ganda na gumagamit. Actually, I fell in love with Elmer Damaso's chapter din. Sabi ko, grabe naman to. And I was hoping for the next chapter and then, oh my God.
Wala na.
Wala. Pero I can't naman. But I just want to say that, or I just want to declare that I really love Culture Crash. It was really the main reason why I went to Japan. I went to manga making. I went to where I am right now. It started there. Culture Crash.
Sobrang influential actually nilang app nung magazine. Especially with nung inintroduce nila yung 8 pages of fame, if you remember that.
Yeah. I remember I want to join, but I was scared because I don't think I can do something great because every release the creators were really good that were featured there. So but I remember I really
parang ngayon nga sobrang nostalgic ngayon now that you're mentioning it.
Sobrang nostalgia.
Sobrang diba? Sobrang nakakatawa during nung time na nagsisimula ka pa lang. sobrang magical yung mga discovery mo about stuff na pwede mong gamitin for your own work.
Yeah. I imagine talagang excited pa ako gumamit ng iba't ibang softwares nun. Kasi I want. Ayun. So, there. That was a really magical era.
So, yung yun, Seraphic Assassins. And you were high school pa rin nun? Or college ka na nun? High school ka pa rin?
High school to college. Tapos nung Rebel, college na ako nun.
So, nung college, you went into an art school, tama?
Yes. I was a student, multimedia arts sa College of St. Benilde.
St. Benilde. Tapos, going to that environment, I'm sure mas maraming ibang creatives din and would-be creators kang na-meet, which I guess would make up yung Rebel.
Yes. The
Rebel Circle? Tama? Rebel Circle nga ba?
Circle. Dati Rebel Productions. Tapos naging Rebel Circle na finalize namin. Kasi during that time, yung mga college mates ko, si Ellie, sila Fesilu, bali sila yung mga parang active sila sa org ng Benilde Art org. Tapos parang during that time, I want to be part of an art org, but during the time, yung art org, they are only focusing on art, illustrations. Pero during that time, I have this roadmap on my head na parang gusto ko comics yung format at platform ko. Gusto ko comics. Gusto kasi nagkukwento ako, pero during that time, ayoko rin naman na parang ipilit yun. So ginawa ko, gagawa ako ng sarili ko. And I gathered like, drawing ako sa library. And then may lumapit sa akin, si Ellie. Sabi niya, wow, ikaw pala si Ray Kosen. During the time, I didn't know what to, kasi aloof ako sa tao eh. Kaya ako nagla-library para walang manggugulo sa akin.
Totoo yan. Actually, din yan, yung mga technique ng mga taong...
Pero yun, nagdo-drawing lang ako ng RAM ko noon, ng Read After Midnight. Tapos, sabi niya, ikaw pala si Ray Kosen, I really like your work. Tapos kita kita sa DeviantArt ko niya. Sabi ko, talaga, ganyan. And then we had this connection and then I invited her to like create a comic book with me, ganyan. And then, ayun, nabuo na yung Revel. And then, we created a lot of titles during our era back then. And then, I think pinaka-popular ata doon yung Budang na comic book.
Yung Cat.
Na nagkaroon siya ng parang multiple awards then from Binild and from Toycon during that time. And then yun, I see you guys every, yung Comic-Con and then Toycon.
Kasi like I said, sobrang active mo with yung events and yung community activities.
Sobra, like I am if you're going to define geek, a Filipino geek during that time, that was me. Joke lang. Pero yeah, I was really like, I really want to be involved with the circle of comic creators during that time.
Tapos yan, yung transition mo from indie, so eventually you got published na rin. So yung pagiging professional or yung pagiging published, did you seek it out or were you hired, as in direct hire ka?
Before, kasi Psycom yun during that time, at saka Ono Manga.
Ono Manga.
Pero before that, actually, they saw the potential in me. Kasi nung time na yun, pumarakit ako sa Japan, pero dito ako sa Philippines. Merong isang nakadiscover sa akin, Japanese siya, gumagawa ko ng independent comics sa kanya, pero ang gusto niya mangyari, kailangan niya makita yung culture ng Filipino at saka culture ng Japan tied together. Parang, kasi nga sabi niya parang, yung mga proposals ko sa kanya before, parang, this is so Japanese and we already have this. Pero we want to know how you tell your own story. So why not merge your two concepts and let's be friends, or let the two cultures be tied together and have this Japanese-Filipino friendship. Maybe that would be a nice way for you to tell your own story. Yan ang sabi niya sa akin. So, ayun, this editor hired me to create that. Ayun, I released Maha Magical Manananggal and then Detective Eyes.
Detective Eyes. Detective Eyes was yung character din sa Ono Manga sa title mo din.
During that time, nung nagkaroon na ako ng one-shot for Japanese, nirelease ko siya, pinopost ko siya sa Ono Manga. And then it got approved. Pero gusto nila ng sarili nilang series. Yun, Detective Eyes na version nila. Pero although ako pa rin yung creator.
What happened dun sa Ono Manga? Kasi it started out parang as in on fire, as in they released.
It was on fire, yeah.
Di ba they released yung an oversized book kaagad?
Yes, actually, yeah. I think I have. Sorry, alam mo bakit meron ako nito? Kasi I pitched to a lot of producers, so I have a lot of books here ready na parang, okay.
Ayan, yeah.
Yeah. So, this is my character, guys. Pero yun, sobrang intense nun. The plan was, I actually helped with the actual planning for the marketing. Like, there will be a convention na parang, actually yung cover design yan, kami nagplano niyan lahat, parang ano yung mga kailangan gawin para magbenta siya, kasi parang yun yung syempre we need to help the publisher on how to sell the product, diba? Pero yun, doon pa lang na ako, pero buti na lang I have this background in indie comic book. So I already know what target market I am pursuing. Pero during that time, sabi ko, parang we can actually sell this to the indie crowd. And at the same time, we can branch out to the actual bookstore crowd or to the people, to the actual readers then na makaka-discover or potential readers. So ayun, okay naman. Pero after magkaroon pa kami ng convention at saka art contest it was really
Yeah,
fun.
I remember you had your own event. Tapos, it was sobrang active ng Ono Manga in joining other events as well. Kasi
Yes.
during that time, there was a lot of provincial shows then.
Yes. So
Like sa Cebu and sa Iloilo. And I would often see Ono Manga with a booth then there. So I was surprised na biglang as hype as it was when it began. Bigla na siya nawala. What happened?
Yeah, well, we're not reaching the quota.
Yeah. So there was a quota na binigay nila sa inyo to reach.
For the team, yeah. Pero it was not really like, oh, you must reach this. You must, no. There's no force. Pero you can totally understand that it's not that we are trying to build pa. We are trying to kumbaga parang we're trying to introduce ourselves and through the cosplay camp conventions and art contests and of course the actual book itself. The thing is, kahit siguro 5 pa kami, tas we have our own fan bases, parang mahirap siya talaga kasi during that time, I don't know, parang basta hirap na hirap talaga kami. Ako, personally, kasi I'm the marketing guy eh.
No, kasi sobra yung investment mo with yung time and yung effort and everything na mo. I could imagine since you were also part of the organizing stuff. What I was na medyo nang hihinayang ako was it was a good product. Yun nga, it was a good product. Tapos, you were only able to publish 1?
2.
Am I correct? 2. So, see, I did not even see yung second one.
Walang, may 3, pero hindi na umabot.
Yeah.
Hindi talaga.
Alam nyo naman siguro yung myth of 3 dito. Yung laging sinasabi ng mga tao.
Hindi alam ano yan.
Usually, ang sinasabi sa mga tao with anyone who's selling something, that it usually reach yung peak, yung selling peak mo once you released yung 3rd issue mo.
Oh, I didn't know that. Pero okay.
So it only because kasi you'd have enough titles na nakastack sa display nyo. Now may 1 and 2 and 3. And it would tell people na you are parang porsigido na, uy, magtutuloy-tuloy to. Or yun nga, since nagkaroon ng stigma with most of our comic books, na we would release issue once, and then never again.
Never again, yes. Actually, yeah, I'm guilty of that.
So yun, I guess parang na-condition sila na, sige, pag umabot to na issue 3, we'd give it a try.
Yeah. Baka, ayun, ewan ko, parang wala eh. Talagang, we never, although issue 3 was done,
you never released it.
Never come to fruition, the actual release. Kasi during that time, we were actually chasing another, we were 5. And those 5 artists, ayoko na mapagyabang, no, pero yun yung pinaka-grand moment of my artistry. Kasi kaming 5, malalakas, hindi naman ako personally, pero yung mga 4 ko kasama, malalakas yung fan bases nila. Like, ano talaga sila, parang they have their own fan base. And I can understand the popularity. Whenever, for example, whenever someone is going to release something, it will be released by the 5 of us. Parang it will be shared by the 5 of us. So, during that time, okay, kaso, sabi ko, mukhang hindi na tutuloy si Ono Manga. What are our plans? Kasi kaming 5, parang isa lang yung utak namin. Parang, okay, what are we going to do next? Parang kaming nakabuo kami ng, parang united yung pag-iisip namin na parang we are synchronized na parang, okay, what's our next goal? Kasi sa 5, ito trivia na lang rin sa lahat. During that time, sa Ono Manga, kaming 5, may kanya-kanya kaming roles. So I'm the strategy guy. Si Angelia yung siya yung pinaka network. Siya yung kapag nag-share kasi siya, umaabot ng, my God, hindi mo na alam kung saan umaabot yung post mo. Kasi ganun kalaki
yung kanyang fanbase, yeah.
Tapos, pag si Columbia naman, siya yung aming finance and technical person. Kasi, talagang kapag computation ng taxes, or yung kung ano yung dapat namin makuha, or yung ano yung babasahin sa kontrata, siya yung kailangan namin kausap. Tapos, we have this J-Ron. J-Ron naman is our international parang international influence kasi malakas yung although underground si J-Ron pero malakas yung malakas yung kanyang connection sa international global scale. Tapos si Jeff naman has this connection with UK. So during that time we are doing various hindi lang sa Philippines, we are doing various activities
across
all together across kasi we're planning to parang build a strong foundation with the team. But during that time, sabi ko, what's our next goal? Sabi ko, we need to do something about ourselves. We cannot just be hanging on or just thinking of maglalabas ba si Ono manga or hindi. So, we decided to go to Psycom. And during that time, Wattpad was booming. Remember?
Yeah, sobrang boom nung Wattpad during that time.
During that time, grabe talaga yun. So, Angelia has this friends from the Wattpad team. And then yun, we were able to connect with the writers and then with Psycom. And then yun, we created a collaboration. And then yun, we released our own collaboration. Parang ako gumawa ako ng novel cover arts books for Ali Looney, and then si Angela naman for Denny, and then eventually naging manga na din. Ito nga yung
yung anthology nyo then you did yun nagko. Besides that, you did also yung Alas ba yun?
After that, we were given the wala akong copy ng Alas sold out kasi yun pero yun,
pero I don't know where it is.
Alas was really the prime kasi nagkaroon kami ng book signing sa MIBF noon.
Yeah, yun din. Tapos yun din yung disappointment with Alas, the same with Ono manga.
Actually, I was during that time, sabi ko, I will give it another try. Let's do another proposal. Can we propose this to Sir Vic, to the Psycom? Sabi ko, okay, during that, kakauwi ko lang ng Pinas noon Sabi ko, sige, let's do kasi habang nasa Japan ako, nag-freelance na rin ako with Precious. Yung Fox at saka yung Saga. Pero anyway.
Black Ink.
Black Ink, yes. Sabi ko, with Psycom, maybe we can actually repeat our marketing strategy with what we did to... Kasi sayang yung mga strategies namin sa Ono manga.
Yeah.
Parang sabi ko, maybe we could actually apply it and then propose it. It was approved. Talagulat kami, it was approved. And then, we had our own, kasi akala nga namin, kasi nga, di ba, it was the height of Wattpad So, we never thought that they were going to give a chance for the actual creator artist na isa lang, yung parang anthology format. Yeah, they gave us naman the opportunity. It was fun. It was really interesting to know that they gave us an opportunity then. Pero, ayun, after one book, it was never,
walang followed. Pero what happened? Kasi diba you said it was sold out. And ang ganda ng reception kasi I think I bought it sa MIBF. I think it was launched sa MIBF, if I'm correct. And a lot of people were buying it. So, bakit hindi nila sinundan?
I'm not really sure about the exact reason. I just heard I just heard from the whole team that there are no plans for it to be continued. So yeah, I was really heartbroken.
Medyo sad lang kasi yun nga, we were talking about good production values, yung culture of comics creating. And one of the most presentable na mga works that I have encountered in recent years would be from your team.
Thank you.
Kasi yung like if you would notice naman if I look at books, I don't really say much about the styles or much about the stories. Pero ang tinitingnan ko usually is yung technicals, how it is produced. Kasi yun nga, your books, though si Psycom kasi meron siyang sort of a bad track record with cropping their books.
Yeah.
And yung sizing nila is pag minsan weird. So yun lang yung ayaw ko dun sa Alas, yung parang weird yung cropping niya. Pero everything else, I know that yung people behind it know their technicals.
Actually, trivia na rin, I was the one who's book designed it. Tapos I did the template. You know why? Because I was inspired by you, the one I'm talking to right now. Kasi ikaw yung nag-layout, 'di ba?
Yeah. Pero si ano yun, si Ilog yung parang before ako sa Culture Crash. So I just followed yung ginagawa.
Pero yun nga, it was, I think, parang sabi ko, this guy knows how to layout and he can draw. I think I can do it too. Kaya ganun din ako, sensitive din ako sa layout. Parang during the time I planned everything. Tas ang ganda pa nga nun, nagja-jive pa kami nun, 5. Kasi parang meron pa kaming 5 variants of covers nun. Parang iba.
Yeah, meron no. Naalala ko yun, nakita ko.
Sold out yun ha. Talagang sobrang
if it was sold out, so it means you can sell it. Bakit hindi nila itinuloy?
I'm not sure. I'm not really sure. Actually,
so, yun nga.
Everyone was heartbroken then.
Sobrang nakakahinayang na hindi natuloy kasi yun nga, yung Uno manga was good pero parang ang laki rin ng tinalon nung ginawa nyo dun sa Alas.
Oo, Alas talaga, puso namin talaga binigay namin dun eh. Kasi talagang sabi namin, gagawa kami ng bagay na, yan yung talagang lamin naman, gawa tayo ng bagay na, kaka-proud natin.
Para siguro sa mga viewers, sige, papakita ko sa inyo yung Alas. Gagawa akong video about Alas. Hanapin ko lang. Nandito lang naman yun.
we have 4 variant covers pala yun. Tapos hindi pa approved dapat yun. Yung 4 kasi nga, di ba, parang, what's the point of this? Isa lang naman yung content. Sinasabi sa amin nung Psycom, what's the whole point of this? Isa lang ang content. Pero bakit yung papapalit-palitan nyo pa yung cover? What's the point? What's the whole point? Sabi ko, sir, that is the trend right now. Although actually, I didn't know if it was a trend or not. But yeah, I think I heard na parang sa Marvel, there was like
variant covers. They do
sabi
that.
Ko, maybe we can do something like that because I am the strategy guy. So parang I want to create something different that has never been released before. Sabi ko, okay, since Alas though, there should be like 4, di ba? So 4, it's a heart, spade, clover, diamond. And I represent diamond during that time. So parang iba-iba kami ng cover, iba-iba sila ng ano. Tapos I remember Jaron and Angelo, nag-aagawan sila sa heart kasi parang nilang gusto mag-heart. Pero yun, ayun, grabe yun. It was really fun. Ayun, hindi na lang natuloy, but yeah.
So after Alas, Psycom and Uno manga, ano na yung pinagkaabalahan? Ano na yung the next project that you jumped into?
Okay, so after that, I was so depressed. So parang,
I suppose kasi it was a big project and it had a ton of potential actually.
Yeah. Actually, it was connected to a different universe nga rin yung story ko na yun, yung Alagad. Connected siya doon sa isang popular novel ko sa Wattpad, yung 2357. That has, like, grabe din yung following nun. So, ginawa ko, dinala ko yung mga readers ko para bilhin nila dinala ko yung readers ko sa Wattpad para bilhin nila yung Alas. Kumbaga, parang ganun yung strategy na ginawa ko para maging sold out nga yung books. Pero, yeah, it never came to fruition. And, sabi ko, what was my next step? Kasi during that time, we decided to go on our own ways. Pero hindi naman kami magkakaaway. It was just like a mutual agreement na parang we have to do our own stuff na rin eh. Like, the other one has to deal with his American gigs. The other one has his UK gigs. The other one webtoon. The other one is Taiwan gigs. And then me, I went back to my Japanese gigs. Pero more on scouting na lang ako. And then eventually, I decided to pursue a career na I would go back to my actual career, which is games. So, kasi before, during my earlier in career years ko, 2D artist ako for games. And then eventually naging 2D art director. And then eventually naging creative lead and then creative director. So, ayun, games yung naging forte ko. Sabi ko, maybe I should try this again kasi maybe there's an opportunity. Eventually, I got hired yun nga, sa company. I learned then the basics of the whole creative process kasi I am managing the advertising, the news media. 7 companies kasi mina-manage ko eh. So, yun, doon ako na sink in. Pero at the same time, my heart was deep inside. You know, I started 15. And I know deep inside that I'm a creator at heart. I want everything to be... So, one time, I proposed to my boss na parang, what if I create something, yun nga, sabi ko, can I propose another project for you? Sabi niya, okay, what is it? Sabi niya, can I propose an original IP of mine, which is actually a comic book, and turn it into a game? He approved. He approved the pitch. Basta kailangan lang ng, of course, ng detail like budget, everything ganyan. So I proposed the budget and all. Okay, na-approved na. Okay. And then yun, eventually, I went back to you guys. Yun.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That was November, no? Last 2019 pa.
Yes,
that was the parang last and first time ulit na nakita kita sa event.
Yes, kasi minsan wala ako dito sa Pilipinas or minsan...
Yeah, parang, like I said, during yung early years namin, lagi ka namin nakikita sa event. Tapos there was a time na nawala ka nga.
Nasa Japan ako nun. Nag-aaral ako sa Japan.
So, yun nga. You came back, tapos you have like 3 books out nung November. Tama ba? 3 or 2?
2. It was times 3 and hybrid.
Times 3 and hybrid.
You know what?
Yung times 3 was yung game? Yung tied into the game?
Yes, times 3 was the game. And also, there was Sagisag. Yung mascot na ginawa ko for Mag-Sagisag is yung Chiklab. It has a game as well. The Chiklab mascot. So, there. Yun. It was really fun then.
So, we've catched up na with what you were doing during everything.
Grabe, no?
And so, right now, you have current pitches for Pick-Off, right?
Yes, right now, I'm doing Sitnalta. That is my current project. Sitnalta and yun. I have projects with Webtoon as well. One is Ilok with collaboration with Columbia. And the other one is She Hybrid. Pero to be released pa lang rin.
So pero yun yung ginagawa ni Columbia. Kasi I was trying to get si Columbia din for this. For Kwentuhan. And she said na sobrang busy niya for the next 3 weeks. So I guess yun yung ginagawa niya.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Collaborative kami ngayon dyan. Tapos tinitira niya ako online na, pero joke lang. Pero yun, the reason why I really like collaborating with Columbia is she is ibang klase siyang artist eh. Yung parang isinasa puso niya yung storyline. Like, kailangan niya makilala kung sino yung character.
Ano siya, method.
Oo. Ako parang, pag sinulat ko lang yung, kasi ako talaga, pag nasulat ako, okay. Pero with workshops din naman, I developed a different style of writing and collaborating. Pero before, during the time, 2017, when I write, I was really technical kasi yun yung tinuro sa akin sa Japan na parang you have to be technical on panel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then, ganun yung tinuro sa kasi nga, limited ka lang for 45 pages. And then this is the parang Kisho Tenketsu. Yung term is parang you only have this storyline peak. Pag nagdating na sa action part, what is the twist and then what is the ending? Parang ganun yung logic. Yun yung tinuro sa akin. So parang, yun lang yung alam ko na writing method. Tapos hindi ko alam kung paano mag-collaborate sa kanya. So parang, tapos nagugulat ako, she's very involved with the character. Like, anong, alam mo Ray, parang yung talagang binuhay niya yung character. And I was so happy na when we talk about it, she addresses it like, Ray, I feel like, ganun siya yung parang, hindi dapat to gawin ni ganito, ganyan. So parang okay, sabi ko, nga, no, I like it. So ayan, tinuloy namin sa webtoon and then we pitched it to Toei din. Kasi there was a chance to meet Toei in France nung nagkaroon ng event before.
Well, yeah. As in, yun yung actually buong gist nung creator connect with Indicate. So maganda na napag-usapan natin to kasi there are different ways of collaborating with other creators, especially other creators na like you or like if you think na ikaw writer ka and artist, kung si collaborator mas ganun din, magkakaroon ng ibang way talaga ng pagko-collaborate.
Yeah, right. Talaga ba talaga? So
kasi si Columbia on her own merit is also a writer artist then.
Yeah,
so
she is an artist.
So she would approach anything na given to her as na written differently then.
Yes. And I really like her way, parang she's very, kaya we discovered, kaya nga parang ganda rin kasi parang buti na lang rin, creator din siya, creator din ako, and then we collaborated. So, I thought magka-clash kami. Sabi ko, kasi magkaiba kami ng branding Like, he's very shoujo, and I'm very shonen on my works. Very shonen yung gawa ko. Or,
oo nga. Paano yun? Kasi, yun nga, like you said, sobrang shoujo ni Columbia. Tapos ikaw nga shonen yung usual na ginagawa mo.
Akala ko magka-clash kami Pero during that time, sabi, kasi parang na ano lang ako, I was being challenged by my writer friends na parang, oy, pakiligin mo nga kami, hindi ka naman marunong magpakilig, puro ka na lang shonen. So parang sabi ko, maybe should, ako naman, as a writer side of myself, sabi ko, hinhamon nyo ako So gagawa ako ng bagay na papakilig sa inyo. So sige. So gumawa ako, and during that time, it was sa peak of Hanakimi, and yung mga shoujo manga before, yun yung parang ginawa kong parang peg na parang uso yung gender bender. So parang sabi ko, parang pwede na rin siyang controversial kasi pwede siyang maging BL So parang gano'n. Parang pwede siyang maging interconnected doon. Sabi ko, okay, I will do something that is really out of my comfort zone. Kasi nga, katulad yan, I'm a writer I'm a creator na gusto ko rin gumawa ng iba't ibang genre. Like, ginawa ko yung Maha Magical Manananggal. It's very different from my usual record. Cute. It's not my usual thing. Pero I'm so glad that there are people who really appreciate it. And right now, there are still fans. But anyway, yun. Sabi ko, nung nakipag-collaborate ako sa kanya, Columns, maybe ganito, ganyan. Tapos parang akala ko magka-clash kami. Pero nung una, parang there are parang hindi niya maintindihan kung bakit nag-jump sa ganyan. Kasi nga, yung approach ko is very dynamic or action-oriented. Sa kanya, she wants it to be very slow-paced, so very emotional-driven. Kasi that's what it is.
So dapat makikita mo yung journey ng emotion kung paano makarating doon. Hindi yung abruptness na usual sa shonen na may mangyayari.
Kasi the shonen is all about surprise, di ba? Surprise.
Parang di ba? Parang meron kang cliffhanger, tapos may something na mangyayari, something. Hindi katulad nung sa more drama, kasi more drama yung shoujo, di ba? So may progression ng may gradual progression.
Tsaka iba yung perspective na kailangan mong isipin. So parang sa akin naman, sabi ko, okay, maybe I should think this thoroughly, differently. Ayun. We talked, and then eventually, I realized, and then I went to a workshop as well, na okay, nga, may iba palang way ng pagsusulat. And then I learned like for other ways to write. And then that is my main ways na on how to collaborate. Yun din yung na-apply ko pag nagko-collaborate na ako. How will I approach this artist, or how will I approach this creator?
Yeah. Totoo naman yun, and it's good na nasabi mo na you still attend workshops. Kasi as creatives, as a creative person, hindi mo dapat kinakahon yung sarili mo with what you just know. Kasi continuous dapat yung pag-aaral mo, lalo na sa craft mo.
Totoo.
So, yun. Magandang ma-pick up ng anybody who's watching this.
Importante talaga kasi it's very important to learn for me kasi, parang it's very important for you to learn every year. Kaya nga gusto ko, iba-ibang genre sana gagawin ko. Kahit na siguro shonen driven ako, pero sci-fi yung gagawin ko this year. Next year, I will try to do sports. So, mga ganun. Ayoko na parang nakakahon lang rin.
Actually, yung dalawang binanggit mo, wala pa masyadong gumagawa dito.
Diba? So, yun. Pero, I wanna try something like
diba?
that.
Sci-fi, meron ba alam, medyo mabibilang mo in your two hands yung title ng sci-fi natin as well as yung sports comics, sports manga natin. So, sobrang konti lang din.
Yun. Actually, yun nga. Parang yun yung mga gusto kong gawin for the future. Pero nakasulat pa lang yung ideas eh. Wala pa talaga actual script and all. So, sana makita ko sa Creator Connect yung
Grabe. Alam mo ba kung ilan yung writers dun sa Creator Connect? Parang 150, 170.
Tapos, ilan ang artist?
Sa mga 70 plus.
Oh my God, makikipagagawa na ako.
Hindi naman. I mean, yun din naman yun eh. What we are going to propose with sa Creator Connect is we are not gonna pair anyone. It's still up to the creators to find yung mga ka-collaborate nila on their own. We'll just parang put out a list on what genres they are interested to do. So you could have your pick doon. And of course, katulad nga na sinasabi namin with most of yung mga interviews namin with the panels. Kasi we did a lot of panels with collaborators just to showcase how different it is to work with different people. I mean, we had collaborators na nag-experiment sila na one would write yung page na to, tapos one would yung yung dugtungan, nagdudugtungan sila.
Dugtungan, yeah. That was fun also. That is actually fun.
May mga ganun na collaboration. So, meron nung sobrang strict ni writer na nakasulat lahat. Tapos you just have to follow. Tapos merong mga writer na ang ginagawa lang is the plot.
Yeah.
Tapos would leave the visual cues and yung breakdowns ng pages to the artist, then saka lang niya the dialogue. So there are different ways of doing collaboration with different artists. Especially if you are working with yung fellow artist writer. As in, iba yung dynamic na ganun eh.
Oo, iba talaga. Sobrang So, but it was fulfilling for me kasi parang I get to know perspectives eh. And it was fun for me to unlock a different perspective eh. Kasi that's what writers or creators are really eh. You need to understand a different person, diba? For you to be able to put it on your creation as well. So, ayun.
Lalo na siguro sa part mo kasi since you handle then other creatives under you. So, iba din yun. Ibang klaseng din. Ibang dynamic din yun.
Ibang dynamics talaga. Oh. So, yan. More on naman sa technical. Saka, more on driven, kailangan iba yung motivational coach pagko-coach mo sa kanila sa games department or maski lang sa news sa news department, iba dapat ang coaching. Ganun. Sa creative kasi sa collaboration parang mas may freedom. That's what really I enjoy when I'm doing comics There's a freedom Yan.
Parang yun lagi yung parang yun yung lagi kong naririnig about people working on comics, yung may freedom. Pero that's mostly with the creators, then yung who are creating their own IPs. So of course, pag you are working for someone else, you don't have yung freedom.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. 100%.
Kasi you are hired to do a specific job and you have to do it.
Yes.
So, unless they are asked if they ask you for your input, ayun, or if you see something talaga na totally na hindi mali doon sa ginagawa, yun nga, that's the only time that you have to voice it out. Pero if it checks out naman lahat, just do what you're told to do.
Exactly. Totoo yan. Totoo. 100%. Pero yun, basta nakakatuwa lang rin na you're doing what you want. Kasi nga, lalo na ngayon. Actually, I really enjoy or I really salute that Creator Connect. Kasi you know what? I think lang in my own perspective, the whole theme of this whole pandemic is to connect eh.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Kasi we're there's social divide, there's social distancing, and you can, and for me, it's all about connections eh. And for us to be connected digitally, virtually, and for us, for example, there are introvert creators who don't know how to connect. To be that's very honest, and um, it's very important na there's a platform or a movement or a thing or an activity that will
Yeah, and it's something that would help you to connect with other creators actually.
right.
Katulad ng sinabi natin from the start nitong ating discussion, when we were starting out, there was no social media platforms, but we did still find ways to connect with each other, like yung collaborations and everything else na ginagawa natin dati.
Oh.
Ngayon, kayong mga bata na creators, we have all these tools na wala kami before.
Kaming mga bata?
Oo, kayo. Well, sila.
Okay. Okay.
Diba? Kasi, I mean, the technology now allows you to talk to people face to face kahit nasa yung lugar tayong dalawa.
Right.
And this used to be sci-fi.
Yes, exactly, yes. This used to be sci-fi, right?
This used to be science fiction. Pero we are living in an age na we can use it. I mean, right now I could order something from someone else and I could have it in my hands in 30 minutes because of yung technology.
Because of this technology, exactly.
Oh, diba? Dati, you have to wait. If you buy something, you have to wait for ilang araw or the next day pa before you get it. Pero ngayon, like, kung araw ngayon, tapos nakakita ko na something sa marketplace, I buy it, I contact yung the one who's selling it, and in 30 minutes, nasa akin na yun.
Diba? That's what I think that is the whole journey din talaga is to connect in life talaga. Pero yun nga, natuwa lang rin ako kasi in pandemic nga, yun yung term na connect, like for example, katulad nga, bibili tayo sa Grab, ganyan. The connection that we have with the delivery driver and the restaurant and the actual connection of ours is, apart from the app, the delivery rider.
Yeah, the delivery rider.
So, ayun, actually, during the pandemic din, kasi I was so depressed, alam mo lagi yung visitors, delivery riders. Kasi, totoo, kasi during that time, nung nasa Makati ako, nagbibili ako ng mga pang mesa or something na parang, kasi nagtatry na ako mag-set up for a office sa bahay. So parang sabi ko na de-depress na ako kasi ako lang mag-isa. I need to connect. Pero I have this connection with my office mates or with my creatives. Pero I don't have this actual kabatuhan.
Iba pa rin talaga pag may kausap. Yung usap face-to-face.
Face. And you know what? May kakwentuhan. Mga delivery riders. And during that time, I was so inspired by these delivery riders kasi na-inspire ako sa kanilang mga kwento na parang, sir, kailangan kasi talaga ng anak ko ng ganito, ganyan. Ito lang talaga yung kala ko nga, sir, budol kayo. Kasi may isa na, hindi ako nakamabaagan, naliligo kasi ako. Pero akala niya budol ako. So nakagawa ko ng story nun, na parang, isipin mo, nakagawa ko ng one-shot manga because of delivery riders. So parang sabi ko, wow, it was... So yun nga, yun na naging tema ko talaga, connection. Kasi if you're connected, you can go on, parang yun nga, virtually, everywhere. Pero yun, ito rin, yung platform mo, like the Creators Connect, that is actually the whole theme of this pandemic Connect.
Actually, yeah. Finding ways to connect with, kasi nawala yung actual.
Nawala yung actual. And I was really hungry for that during nung nade-depress ako. So, ayun. Pero I'm done with it na. I'm happy na.
Buti nahanap mo na ulit yung ano mo. Hindi ka na ganoon ka...
na-depress ako. Pero na-depress ako. Parang ginawa ko na para makausad ako. Gumagawa ako ng illustrations or yung actual storyline ko for pandemic. comics, nagawa ko, natapos ko, and then after that, peak off happened. Akala ko, buti naman si Peak of okay naman siya. I attended the workshop. I get to meet this, again, I connected with these 11 creators na parang hindi ko nagagawa yun eh. And these are like very talented creators as well. So parang sabi ko, wow. So okay, everything is really all about connection. And then eventually, ayun, we were given the chance to interact, to connect naman with friends. Kasi nga to meet producers there. Kasi we are given the chance to pitch our own stories. And you know what, Kuya, excited talaga ako. Kuya John, buti na lang talaga, nag-India ako since 15. Akala ko, totoo kasi akala ko, yung mga comics ko noon, kumbaga parang indie, then mamamatay na siya. I thought, ganun yung perspective ko. Sabi ko, lahat ng mga IPs ko, once na hindi nag-stop na yung publication yan, it will stop also the existence. Pero mali yun, yung tingin ko na yun. Pero during that time, friends unlocked me. Like parang, do you have other stories that you can actually pitch with us? Sabi ko, oh my God, can you pitch it tomorrow? Pero alam mo yun, gagawa ka ng pitch deck for 24 hours. Eh, 1 week yung event. Sabang isipin mo, I have these 7 titles that I have to pitch. Every day gumagawa ka ng pitch. Sabi ko, oh my God. Pero alam mo yung adrenaline na parang binabalikan ko, oh my God, si Maha Magical Manananggal, ano yung pakiramdam ko dito? Bumalik yung pakiramdam ko ang pinapasaya ko nito, sila Ate Joanna kasi fan siya ni Sailor Moon. Diba? Yung parang
Magical Girls.
So, yung Detective Ice, yung pinapasaya ko nito, yung meron akong fan before si Honey din. Siya yung ultimate fan ng Detective Ice na bumibili pa siya ng shirt ko. So all that, nostalgia, habang gumagawa ko ng pitch deck, so meron ako, naiiyak pa ako. Sabi ko, shit, hanggang na lang nabuhay kita ulit. Pero yeah. And then, eventually, I hope, I can't really explain it, I tell this in full detail, pero 2 of the producers that I pitched to got interested in 4 of my titles. And I hope they're, actually I signed with, agreement. Pero wala pang, pero it was, for me, whether if I get it or not, for me, it's all about that I was able to connect or had this network because they already know me as a creator. And then if they want to know more about my works, they can go back to me. At least kilala ko na sila, diba?
Yeah. Yung yung initial connection is yung pinaka-importante doon. Whether you get it or not, yung initial connection.
Yes.
And also, diba, parang sobrang blessing in disguise na you're here and you're pitching to France instead of you're in France tapos you have to do that. As in, mas mahirap yun. Kasi at least kung nandito ka, you have all yung dati mong mga bagay na kailangan mo para gawin yung pitch deck mo.
Oo, totoo. Grabe talaga yun. Sabi ko, oh my God, sinabi niya parang, eto pa, nahirapan ako, sorry French people, pero nahirapan ako sa the way they talk.
Yeah. They're different from English-speaking people.
Tapos sinabi niya pa lang sa akin, parang, hey, can you send, ang pagkakaintindi ko, parang, can you send me your hybrid book? 300 books. Sabi ko, send? Parang, pagkakaintindi ko, bibigyan kita ng 300 books? Ayun pala, bibili niya yung books. So, during that time, nagpadala ako sa France ng 300 books. Sabi ko, grabe, na-sold out yung second book ko, yung hybrid. Teka, meron ba akong hybrid? Meron. Oh my God. Ito, hybrid. So, ayan.
Yeah.
Ito lang yan. Wala na akong kopya. Wala na. So, ayun, yung hybrid, binili sa France saka sa Monaco, Italy, para sa bookstore nila. Kasi they got interest in it. And then, yun, happy lang rin ako. Kasi everything was unlocked when I was able to talk to French people. Actually, pati nga si Guillermo del Toro nandun din eh.
Wow.
Pero I just messaged them, I messaged him, parang sabi ko, sorry to bother, but I'm a really huge fan of your work. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Ganun lang. Tas, alam mo yun, tas, sabi ko, kahit masin lang ako nito, okay lang. Basta, basta yun, saya. A lot, pati Japanese people, they are there. Isipin mo parang ilang years na ako hindi nakapaghapon, tapos parang biglang sabi ng Toei producer sa akin, do you speak Japanese? Because I can't speak English well. Sabi ko, okay. Pero butik yung sa loob ko, oh my God, paano na nga ba ulit? Pero yun, I was able to interact with her for my sci-fi project. And it was fun. It was really majestic. Ayun.
So yes, ang daming aabangan. Ang daming aabangan. Sana makuha mo as in carry yung bandila natin towards ano.
It was all about then 13. Thank you 13.
Yeah.
Very much 13.
Actually, yung 13 thing opened a lot of doors for other creatives actually.
Kasi whenever I throw 13, like sorry no, pero sorry kung ginagamit ko man yung 13, pero parang whenever I 13, sinasabi ko agad sa producer. Yeah, I heard it was the Filipino anime. So, yeah, that was the first time in the Philippines, and that yun na yung maging connection namin nung producer. Parang okay. So ayun, it was really fun. There.
So yeah, so I'm taking up too much na ng time mo. Final words na lang for your fans o sa mga nanonood sa atin, kung may manonood man.
Hello, ayun. Thank you. Thank you very much for listening and for being with us right now. Sorry no, parang medyo magtotropa lang kami. Kasi technically talaga, 15 years na rin yung magkakilala kami ng kausap.
Yeah, katulad kaya sabi ko, di ba? Ikaw yung isa sa mga pinakamatagal kong kilalang creator.
Actually,
ang nakakatawa doon, hindi naman kami nag-uusap dalawa.
Yung ganito pa ka-long hair yung buhok ni Kuya John noon. Nung nauna ko siya nakita.
Mas mahaba pa.
Oo, actually, yeah. Sobrang haba. Tapos, I remember sabi pa nga ni Ate Sharon, na-inlove ako dito sa tao to kasi ang long hair niya.
Ngayon hindi na.
Pero yun, I think the message would be, again, it would be parang, do what you want, enjoy the process. Again, yun nga, na-realize ko lang rin eventually that it's all about connections din talaga. Parang, it's not about you're connecting just to be influential, ha? You need to connect to people because you need to learn and share something that you've learned to them. Kasi every connection means you're sharing a piece of yourself and you're getting a piece of everybody or someone else din eh. So, ayun. I think, yun lang.
So, good luck, sir. Thank you ulit sa pagsama ulit sa Kwentuhan. Ang dami natin na pag-usapan. So, yung buong comics journey nyo from being a student to forming comic book groups, tapos yung mga published works nyo. And now, yung nasa threshold ka na yung IPs mo would be known globally. Sana talaga matuloy.
I hope. Pero yeah, if I get it or not, I don't mind at all. Kasi for all about connections.
So once again, thank you ulit sa mga nanood and thank you sa ating guest and see you sa mga sunod pa nating mga videos.